picture? Like, what are you gonna do? I mean,
we're just asking, as John would say, we're just asking you, Pepe, respectfully, if you have it in you, if there's an ounce of righteousness in your soul, back off of this individual, right? Unless y'all got some personal beef that we don't know about, then cool, do what you gotta do. But if you are targeting this person because of, who he mods in his space, how he hosts his rooms, what he's doing with John, that's weird, Pepe. And it's like, it goes back to the simple question. Surely you can't be that unhurt over how another man is running his room. You can't be. Because if you are, it's giving weird, it's giving mentally ill.
No, I'm not butthurt. I do kind of. He likes to be an asshole for his entertainment. I thought it was kind of entertaining to be an asshole to him, but he's not getting nuts. So I don't know what to say. Like, nobody's gonna fuck with him or give out his number.
So how did information get out about him, about his family, about his job history? How did that get out, Pepe? Because I know it wasn't me, it wasn't Nye, it wasn't Crane. How did that get out?
Oh, his information is publicly available.
Okay, once again, how did it get out though?
Oh, because he did a live stream podcast with another individual that was on this app, and so once again, this was kind of the common knowledge for a lot of people, and that had his real name on it, and so that's literally how it was.
Okay, so the question I'm asking is, if you ascertain information, how did you get it from you to so many other people?
I didn't give it to any other people. I disseminated that one picture, and it's a screenshot from the YouTube video.
Well, the information that was sent to me, I find hard to believe that all that was on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I think, when I received this information, it was quite early in the morning. Maybe some of the details are a little bit fuzzy, but I could have sworn that the individual who gave me this stuff claims that it came from you, and whoever this other individual is that you are in cahoots with. And really quickly, to Jane in the chat, she says, Nye, does this individual really need defending? Let me go back to what you say. Do I need to defend him, or Jane, listen, I've already stated, he doesn't need me to defend him, right? He probably likely would appreciate if I shut the fuck up. But I was so rattled by just the audacity of all of this bullshit from yesterday, that I just felt a need to want to defend him. He doesn't need me to defend him, but I felt compelled to, for my own personal reasons. And, that's that.
Well, let me say this, Pepe. 3 different people hit me offline, all saying the same thing. And 2 of them hate each other, so they don't even run in the same fucking circles. All saying that it was you, who talked about his family, right, where he lived, his job history. They all said it was you. They're all lying. Well, he stepped away. He doesn't want to answer. No, I'm gonna close.
Oh, my bad. I thought I was off mute. No, yeah, I said that he's basically broke. He has a shitty job history. That's all I said.
But I thought you just put the picture. You didn't say anything.
Identifiable information? No.
All right, listen. I'm sure there's gonna be a response room to many of the title. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm gonna close this room down, and I'll hit you in the back. I'll hit you offline in a little while.
All right, y'all have a good day.
Okay. Hold on a second. Pepe, I'll let you talk in just a second. Again, that was the room that Pepe walked in. He walked in on his own. He answered their questions. They closed the room like they're getting ready to go to happy hour. Where was the outrage? Where is this? This is terrible. How dare you? answered every question. Every question. He's like, yeah, I did it. And he's like, oh, I heard, someone told me, and it was like, okay. And then JV said in another room, I heard it, and it's on stage, and it's an audio of it. Again, where's the audio? JB even admits it at the beginning of this. Couple more things, Pepe, and I'm gonna go. I'm getting really fucking heated now because I caught a stray from all this. I didn't catch a stray. My fucking late husband caught a stray. Stand on your square. Are you gonna stand on your square on this one? Are you gonna stand on your square and apologize to every fucking service member that ever died in service for the shit you just said about them, questioning their service, questioning my children's fucking father? Are you gonna stand on your square at that? Are you going to stand on your square and do the right thing with that? Oh, how convenient. You won't. Oh, how convenient. Where's the outrage in this audio? Hello? Where is it? And to be rude. Like, oh, Pepe putting a picture. And this picture was my friend. And like, oh, you're going to be rude putting the picture up. You think it's rude to question if I'm a military widow? You think it's rude to drag me and call me a bitch and tell me if you want to see the size of his dick to like send me a DM? I don't need to know the size of your dick. I don't need to ask. I'll ask the 2 women that put your ass in jail for sexual trafficking. You know the La Quinta Inn? Where they were kidnapped according to news articles that you've shared, everyone shared on the net? You want to talk about rude? That's rude. And don't get me started on the tone police. Oh, Pepe, you're going to be the tone police because, you don't like Roger when he fat shames people and whatnot. Roger's my friend. And when you're talking about tone police, I don't think about tone police. I think about safety. The mental and the psyche of individuals on this app. We all know there's some people that are, not all there and that they, are looking for connection and real conversation. And then you flip the script and all of a sudden these people you've had blocked and aren't allowed in your rooms for years and you're calling them all kinds of names and you flip the script and you're like, they're the best. Come on in. Sure, you can stream my room. Sure, you're running for Congress. Yeah. This man, and he's a veteran, and this is why I feel very protective of it, is like not, in my opinion, not all there. And I worry about him because he is a veteran. And I'm thinking, are they playing with his emotions? Here he goes from being an outcast, no one likes him in his room because he streams rooms. And then now we're going to prop him up and do this. And oh, by the way, we're going to make you some money so you can feel like you can actually win and win this office place and get on the ballot. And then when this all happens, what happened? He had a room when Roger left the app and all this stuff. Was anyone in John's room? No. He was by himself, basically. How do you think he felt like that? How do you think he felt? Like, wait, what happened to all these people? Oh, they weren't really my friend. They really didn't like me. What? And I get it, we're all adults. But to play with people's psyche like that and mentality is not nice. I felt like I was worried about John, and I was worried about Monica too, and I don't even care for her. And I'm like, that's not nice. I don't know. Do they do it? It was very confusing for me. But to sit there and say like, oh, well, who are you, Pepe, the tone police? And it was a big troll, like a big troll. I can get it. Pepe say outrageous things. It's a 2-second troll. You know it's a troll, and it goes away as soon as you close the app or leave the room. This was like a bigger troll. And the reason why, and I asked Pepe, why did you put up his picture? And he goes, because he had a room and he was like talking about should fat people get taxed more. And I was like, I was in that room and I actually said, yes, I think they should.
What do you think, Baby
And he's like, well,
J?
it's not just that. He does it all the
Baby
time.
JB. Oh, we got Baby
People,
Pappy.
well, I don't call it bullying because I don't think anyone
This
could
is
bully
very funny.
me per
Is that
se,
very
but
funny?
other people could take it as that. Again, he's my friend. I like him. I've known him since Clubhouse season 1. But that was the worry. So for
I'm
them to
live
say
streaming
like,
this on
oh,
YouTube right
the
now.
arbiter of that,
Yeah,
like
I'm
we
gonna
can't
do this on
tone
YouTube.
police.
gotta take
And
my
the
phone
last
this way.
thing, the audacity. It's the audacity that you shared someone's profile picture. And the hypocrisy was, this person, he's not 6'3", 175 that he was sharing in a room. I heard it. I was in the room and he was like, I'm 6'3", 175. And I'm like, okay, I believed him because he's my long-term friend. Why would he say anything different? And then Pepe saw his picture and he was like, he's not 6'3", 175. And I'm like, well, it could be an old picture or whatever. He thought it was funny. He thought it was a funny way to kind of like troll him back for all the times that he's trolling, and he didn't like this big troll. Right? It's not a short troll, it's a long-term troll. Maybe it wasn't, but that's what it seemed like for anyone. Anyone that was in those rooms, they were like, what's the change? What's the change? You never liked this person. You never let them in your rooms. You never let them stream. What's the change? Even Jane said it. What's the change, Roger? Can you explain yourself? He's like, oh, no, we're going to support him. So we're not just making this up out of thin air. It's not one person's opinion. But to say the audacity, well, let me say it again. What's the audacity of you saying and lying and telling people that I doxed people and that my late husband was never killed or he never existed? Are you a racist or something? It sounds like you're a racist to me. Sounds like a white man who is mad that he can't control this Asian woman who is married to a hot-ass fucking great skinny decorated officer, black man who has a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star with a Combat V. And if anyone that served, they know what that fucking Combat V stands for. And we produced 2 beautiful children. So, cry me a fucking river with your audacity. You take your audacity, you swallow it, and do what you said. Stand on your square. Stand on your square. So this audio I'm sorry I'm heated, but this audio just proves that Pepe went into the room. They asked him questions. He answered them. He didn't lie. He answered them. You heard JB's like, well, I've been told, and you said it, and there's an audio recording of it. And I even finished it saying it too. And she's like, well, I really trust those people. And I'm like, okay, I believe you. That's why I had side-eye and asked Pepe questions for such a long time. Like, did you really do it? Just did it. You're like, well, apologize. This is not worth it. Roger's my friend. I know you didn't do anything, but like, did you? And I was like, no, he couldn't. And then I had people try to mind fuck me, gaslight me, tell me I didn't know what I was talking about. And you weren't with him when I know that I was, because I looked at the chat. I looked at my phone. I looked at what time I went to fucking bed that day. Sorry, I'm Asian. I'm very organized like that. But this audio right now shows like, oh, how calm and cool. And this is the thing. The reason why JB closed that room is because he knew, oh shit, I can't yell at him about anything. There's no proof. There's no anything. So where's the rage and outrage now? Do you think that really justifies all the crap we've been through? Do you think it really justifies to the point, like, come on. I'm sorry, I'm done talking. I just can't stand the whole hypocrisy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pathetic. I mean, he was going off of a narrative, and it seemed like in a weird way, it seemed like he was kind of making it up as he went along, but
well,
I told him, dude,
I think people were telling him wrong information, and he assumed with it instead of like doing his own due diligence and listening to itself. Like, where's the safety of that? Where's stand on your square at that? I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on mute. Sorry, he didn't hear it himself. He listened to people and they lied to him. So where's the audio?
And that's what I said, dude. You guys he knows this too. That would be the golden goose. The one, if he could provide the audio where I am saying any of the names of Roger's family, where he worked, phone numbers, addresses. He even said something like social security numbers in that room because I was listening in anonymously before I hopped on the stage. Dude, show the proof, dude. And you know that John Kitover recorded that room. You said you were going to listen to it and you're going to make your $1,000. Okay, we'll make your $1,000. That will prove that Pepe is a liar. He cannot be trusted. He makes shit up. Dude, post it. Shut me up. Nobody will come to my room anymore. Everybody will be like, well, he's just maybe Pepe is kind of a rat piece of shit who lies. Well, holy shit.
It's not even that, Pepe. It's now these people that really don't know you or haven't been on this app for a long period of time or not, they're like also all of a sudden like psychoanalyzing you. I'm like, what are you people doing? You haven't even heard what supposedly he said. But you're going to judge him and psychoanalyze it and project it? You're going to let others, people's like, oh, yeah, that's bad. Pepe must be guilty. Must be guilty. Because he said some really bad words before. Yeah, he's been rude and crude and whatnot. You know, the audacity. But you're going to, like, psychoanalyze him and label him in this capacity that is, like, not even there. Not even true. But you're going to judge him and make other people think that he is just this doxer and whatnot. Is that what Jay's going to do to me now? He's going to call me a doxer? And where's the audio of that? Am I expecting for that? Sorry, Pepe. That shit pisses me off.
No worries. I would say, you know, that's the thing. You know, and he does this. He'll do his response rooms where nobody can disagree. And otherwise he shoots them to the audience. You know, this is all narrative. He can't produce evidence. And so part of this is that this show, you know, I've always thought he was a slimy, and people, you know, I talk on the back channels with other people on this app. I don't, there's stuff I will say to other people, not on this platform, but on another. They all know that I think I have like the lowest opinion, and I mean very low. Even when I was cordial to him, even when I would just acknowledge him and say what's up, you know, they know that I thought he was an absolute fucking snake. I think he has some real issues mentally, you know, mainly personality disorders. But with that being said, you know, if you're going to make up some egregious lie about me, like, and totally try to like slander me and say that I'm this doxer, watch out for me, it's all funny until he ends up turning on you and he'll release your social security numbers. Dude, I do not involve myself in stupid social security numbers. I'm not going to risk felony charges over, you know, clubhouse drama. Like, I'm not, that is so stupid.
You know, Pepe, did you hear Francie say that you're a predator?
No, she said, she didn't say that. She said he might be because but she only could hear what. God damn! In the middle of my fucking voice.
Okay, go ahead.
But she said maybe, you know, on what based on what she hears, but you know, but she's only heard this shit from like in Jay's room. So I mean, what information does she have? But with that being said, you know, he, the fact that he would be willing to do this to me, and I completely accused me of doing this shit, calling me fucking, and I was listening anonymously while he was calling me a piece of shit. He called me a piece of shit several times. And the reason I even felt confident to go on a stage and answer the questions because they were very cut and dry. Did you dox him? Nope. Did you give out any of his personal information? Mention his family members? Nope. It was that simple. And I knew since I know I did not say it, you're not going to find proof of me saying it. It's that simple. And you know, he obviously, I guess it's now. I don't know if he's gonna. He obviously can't say he heard it because then he would have to provide the audio after the fact that he would have listened to. He's not going to find that. So he's going to probably stick to his guns by saying, oh, well, these people told me. Well, the goddamn video, the audio was recorded, dude. Just check the fucking audio. But he can't do that. So he's just going to go with the narrative. He has to save face. And so what I'm taking away from you, Jay, is the ability to not only control the narrative about me, but even about you. Okay, so I think you're a slimy fucking snake. I think you're a total piece of shit. And I'm making it very hard for you now to control that narrative. You didn't have a problem doing it to me. Should I feel bad about doing it to you when you're the one who was actually in the wrong and started it? Of course not. You deserve this. Deep down, you know you deserve this. So I'm going to drag your ass. And you thought you were going to come on here, make a room called being, if being nice is free, or if being nice is free, why is it so hard? I don't know. Was it nice that you were making a room to make yourself out to be a victim? And that somehow I'm the mean guy? When you started, you called me a piece of shit and accused me of things I didn't do and told other people to stay away from me because I might end up doing it to them. And even if you listen to that recording, he kind of made some very veiled threats, but when the rabbit has the gun, you got to watch out, or anybody can get touched. Even the presidents have been touched. Amazing. Now I know enough. This guy doesn't have the money, the capability. He can't do anything to me. He's not he's just breathing hot air. But your tough guy shit doesn't work. You see, here's the thing. If I lived in Brooklyn right now, or you lived in Arizona, I would literally go live on Instagram and say, let's meet up. And I would tell you all of this stuff to my face. Now, I know you wouldn't, and you wouldn't be able to hurt me. I fought for years. You don't. You. What the fuck do you have? And I'm only an amateur, but you don't have shit. What are you going to do to me? Nothing. So you can be the big tough guy, but you're going to see me literally giving it right back to you. You wouldn't be able to intimidate me. But it would be a little bit different if you were the guy you pretended to be. Some Italian mafioso thug. Something you're not Italian or a mafioso. I would kind of watch my mouth. See, just because you project an image doesn't make you that thing. You're not a gangster. You're a two-bit chump. You're a fucking pussy. You're somebody that can be disrespected, and because you bring it on yourself. And you're nobody to fear by any means, dude. Any stretch of the imagination. You're just a fucking loser with a big mouth. See, I at least admit I trash talk, but I don't make myself out to be some tough guy or, super successful, super rich, any of this, dude. I don't try to be anybody's guru. I don't give self-help advice. I don't try to be a leader. I don't do any of that. I have conversations about controversial shit. And, I have trolled a lot too. But my thing is not to be I don't know, whatever the fuck it is you try to do on here. You're just a fucking creep. A shitty room moderator.
To think.
With personality disorder.
You mean make women feel uncomfortable?
Yeah. To think. He based his, quote, information off of hearsay, and you felt so emboldened to spread that information, and you felt so right. You don't have any receipt to show for it. You don't have any proof to show other than someone told me, the lady said it and JB said it. Someone told me that I trust and believe. Well, then where's the audio of it? So you felt like, okay, I'm just going to double down, and I don't care who I drag along the way. So I'm going to drag KK's late husband. That's what I'm going to do, because that's like a reciprocal, really responsible, manly thing to do. But before I do that, I'm going to call Brad, her bestie from Clubhouse Season 1, and say, Brad, can you talk to KK? Can you tell her to back off? She's taking some jabs at me. And just because I didn't listen to you, who the fuck you think you are telling me what to do? Really? Really? I'm sorry. I'm not
if I remember correctly, you brought receipts, didn't you?
Oh, fuck yeah, I did. I always have receipts. When I say I got a receipt, I got a fucking receipt. Too bad Jay didn't learn that game when he was incarcerated. Maybe he didn't learn that. That's what you got to do. But you can't lie on people. You assumed things. And you were like, well, people will believe me. People will believe me. And I said, like, people will believe me because someone told me. And, like, yes, I like her. So I can understand why a lot of people like her. I can understand why people would assume what she says is the truth. And Jay's like, well, maybe people may not believe me, but they'll believe her because everyone likes her. But that's what he does. He attaches his little self onto someone that everyone likes and grifts off of them. Every single Clubhouse season. But you think it was okay, even though I don't have proof, and I'm just going to believe hearsay, and everyone will think Pepe said it because Pepe has this reputation, and people get triggered and bothered by what he says and whatever. And I'm just going to assume, and I'm going to run with it. And I'm gonna get buddy back with my friend Roger, and everything is going to be great. But you thought it was okay to drag me into this. You got mad because you couldn't control me, and I read off the internet. I read a court case filing that is public information from the New York Supreme.gov. How is that illegal? And you know what? When I read it, I didn't even say your name. Not one time. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. And I'm just thinking here, sorry, Pepe, I'll let people talk in just a second. I'm just agitated as fuck now. It's almost like you could sue some people for defamation of character. And knowing that they didn't have any facts to prove that is ultimately what you did. Right? Like, I don't know. I'm no lawyer, that's for sure, but I am a publicist, and I know what type of damage that can be done, and I know of someone that enjoys content creation and interacting with other things that we've talked about, what you could possibly do to get bookings offline to talk about things like, yeah. But it's the assumption. And like, by the way, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to drag KK in it and her late husband. Fuck him. She's a bitch. She's not real. She's a fraud. And her husband is not dead. And he was never a service member. And she's claiming stolen widowing or whatever you want to call it. That's some sick shit right there. That's some sick shit. Like, he didn't pause for a second. You did pause for a second and be like, whoa. Let me step back. Let me take back and get the actual facts before you lead with such vengeance and evilness that would take you down a path to drag a female, knowing that it is wrong and it's not true, but you did it for your own narcissistic, my opinion, of yourself, for your own jollies. That's some sick shit right there. I'm sorry.
Wait, you're saying JB shouldn't have been a rat piece of shit?
He should have really found out. So listen, he had no proof. He asked Pepe. Pepe said no. If Pepe would have said like, yeah, I did him, but people will ask him, Pepe, did you say that? He's like, yeah, I did. I was angry. I was messed up. He'll own to it. That's called standing on your square. Hello, so right back at you. That's standing on your square. But you didn't have any facts.
It's true. And here's the funny thing. Everybody knows I use derogatory slurs. I did all of that stuff. I expressed opinions that people thought were like hateful. I've done all of that. Everybody knows that. See, I've been here for a while, and so has most of the people that are on this app currently. They know what I've said. But even with that being said, JB, let me make something clear, okay? Even if it was a black man, all right, a black man would be less than thrilled if I was to be with his lovely daughter or sister. But they would absolutely make sure that their daughter or sister stayed away from a rat piece of shit like you with your background. You know it's true. Anybody, if we compared our backgrounds, Pepe with what he said versus like what you actually do, how you've actually preyed on people in real life, you know what the answer is going to be. You're universally considered a piece of shit, okay? In any fucking community. You're a lowlife. You would be in jail in any fucking community, or any country. It doesn't matter. You are absolute fucking scumbag. So you can go ahead and try to guilt me over the little shit you know about me, which honestly, the most controversial shit about me is literally what I say online. My real life is actually really nothing extraordinary, nothing that exciting. No, in fact, you're not going to really get me to lose my job. You're not going to. There's nothing that you can do, dude.
Wait, Pepe, you've never been to prison for sex trafficking?
No, I've never been to prison.
Hey guys,
Hello.
can I speak, please?
Sure.
Okay, so, telling the truth. You can speak your truth, but it doesn't make it true.
Oh, move her down.
So,
All right, you drunk.
yeah, no, only because
I'm a
drunk Irish
you're a
woman.
drunk Irish girl. I know. Move to the audience. It's not one. Okay, on the nights that we have, like, there's those nights where we have our trash talking and everybody's calling each other names. Like you're perfectly fine in those spaces. This is not the space.
Yeah, read the room.
He's like every negative stereotype of Irish people in one. Very belligerent, likes to fight, drunk. She has, I think, reddish hair at least.
Yeah, but she's still not as bad as JB. I mean, she's not a sex trafficking, allegedly rapist piece of shit. So, we'll give her some slack,
I mean, here's the bottom line: is that I can go through, I can call JB all of these names, but I can drop receipts. I can debunk your stupid fucking accusations about me. Call out how you have zero proof of these accusations and how you made it up. I can call you all of these names based on receipts from like what you actually have been in trouble for in the past, what you've done on this app before. Dude, we have, like, what are you going to do? I mean, you are in a much more vulnerable situation than me. Okay, Pepe, who would say racist things. Amazing.
It's not amazing that you
That's
say
the worst
that.
thing you've done, Pepe. But if that's the worst thing you've done, Pepe, you're a saint compared to JB. Okay.
No, I'm just.
JB doesn't have friends, though. You said he doesn't have any friends. He's a fucking broke piece of shit. He has Clubhouse, quote unquote, friends, and they never last very long.
Wait until they read his dockets and they're like, oh. I think KK should open another room and read through all those again. That was amazing. That was phenomenal, KK, and I applaud you.
Read through what?
You read through the whole list of all his arrests.
Yeah, we already did.
We already did that.
But we dropped more info and clips on today.
Listen, you all can think that this is entertainment, and you all can think this is funny and whatnot, and I get that, but all I think about is all the people. I think about all the people that are going and have been hurt from all this. I worry about John and him feeling like he's doesn't have people there and it was all a facade, and him feeling like he could run for his congressional seat. I think about the people that donated $610 that when it doesn't run, that all their information is going to be revealed. I worry about people trying to say, like, our friend is this campaign manager guy, and then he'll be attached onto something if it's not legit. I worry about, like, the psyche of the women that was kind of gaslit from this long ass troll. I worry about like people's reputations, whether I like them or not, that is not being projected and being fair. Like for Pepe, like for Monica's. Like it's that's what I worry about. This is not fun. I don't like my late husband being dragged on the street because a man is mad at me because he assumed another man was doxing another man. What the fuck is that? And he calls me a bitch? Who the bitch? Who the bitch?
John, what are you doing standing behind your phones? He's like staring down at the phone.
Okay, so go to johnforcongress.com. Thanks, everybody. This is just a sample of our
Okay,
podcast we're
I'm
releasing.
done. I listened to those audios of JB saying those disgusting shit about my husband, and I'm gonna go listen to them again, and then I'm gonna send them all to my DOD guy. And guess what? People are sending me other audio clips, and if there's one of them threatening violence against me from him, best and believe someone will be there. Like, it's disgusting. It's actually just really disgusting.
And that's okay. So I'll wrap up here. And so, if that rat piece of shit will open up another room later, I will, there's more. There's definitely more I'm holding out on. See, like I said, I have a big surprise, Jay. I will literally drag your ass again and again. How does it feel since you fired the first shot last Friday? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and drag him, make up a narrative about him, kind of, bully him out of the way, get people to not like him, and get more people in my rooms or whatever the fuck it is that you do. How does it feel knowing you took that first shot? And I've been smoking your ass all week. You've had bitching, crying, get my accounts clipped. I'll make another one real quick, dumbass.
Hey, Pepe, do you think it's scary?
Hold on a second. So I think that, you're just a ridiculous bitch. Dude, you've been called out for so much. What you did to KK, that's like, dude, that's like really you just look like such a piece of shit right now. You really can't come back for that. That was out of line. There's nothing that should have compelled you to do that. She did not dox your family, dude. She didn't do anything. You were just mad and in your feelings. You even lied about what you had to lie. You knew what you did was fucking shitty. That's why you had to lie and say, "Oh, she doxed my kids." She didn't dox your fucking kids, dummy.
Hey, Pepe, I was just gonna say, do you think it's disconcerting that somebody like JB would start a new business in Florida doing the same type of shit that he did before? The same type of industry?
Yeah, we were talking about that. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's pieces of shit like him don't change.
But he's changed. He served his time, baby.
Wait, what are you talking about, Rich?
Okay, we'll talk.
The next level, the next level content creator bullshit. Mm-hmm. Concierge and whatever company that he fucking created.
Is it for women?
It's what it seems like.
It's a talent agency. Doesn't that sound familiar, KK? It's a management and talent agency.
Okay, I think we can shut this down.
Yeah, and I'll probably be back on the app in like a half an hour or so. So, JB, you're not going to get your rooms like you used to. You're getting dragged. More and more every day, people are finding out what a piece of shit you are. That small little group of people that you're trying to control, it's not going to work, bud. It's just not going to work. I'm the captain now. You're fucked.
Does he not realize when you're in the hole, you stop digging and you try to climb up?
Well, I feel like you are owed an apology.
I am absolute. I told him, and I was gracious enough to say, "Look, dude," and I was dragging him pretty hard. I told him, "Look, all you have to do is admit what you did, that you lied, and say you're sorry, and that's that. And keep my name out of your fucking mouth, and then you could go on your merry way." But
what about the $1,000? Remember, you made that bet.
Because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't even mask. Yeah, that's true. Okay, well.
Yes.
He doesn't have a clip of me saying any of this shit. That's why he has to double down.
Yes.
And that's why he's not letting anybody he won't debate anybody on it. He'll only address it in his rooms where he immediately goos or kicks out anybody who would push back.
Yes, Don
that's
Julio.
The only way to control the narrative. God damn it.
You keep pausing.
What?
No, I was just saying, Don Julio, I am familiar with USCIS. I filed all the paperwork myself.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll close it, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Also, Pepe, JB's a piece of shit. Just wanted to add that.
Hold on. of Werap and Northern Barakazal. The chairman actually in Werap closed the SPLM office, and say we closed the office. What?
DC, and that's
I hadn't planned on it, but the conversation, the timing was just so right, and everyone seemed to just listen. No one was disruptive. No one came off the mic to be argumentative, and it was so refreshing.
Yeah. It goes a long way, to curate spaces where people are actually listening to each other instead of competing to be right.
Exactly. It makes a difference, yeah.
Or competing to talk even. Because sometimes that's the biggest challenge is trying to fit everyone in and, the competing to talk.
For sure. Yep, I totally agree.
Hi, Vero, down there. What's up, Vero?
Send my girl an invite. We probably all just did. She's probably like, cut it out. Uh-oh.
She's drunk.
Y'all, I'm drunk.
Yeah, I had a little 2 shots of whiskey myself. I'm not drunk, though. I never drink to get drunk, but
right.
Just 2 shots to kind of cut the edge a little.
I said I needed a shower for this week. I'm glad I missed all the mess.
Yeah.
I missed it. I just got Cliff Notes. Really, Mike?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's right.
Are you talking about it?
It's just been fucking awful. Like, it doesn't really affect me personally that much, but I just feel heavy and dirty after being here this week. It's a totally different feeling. And just when I thought, like, okay, I got JB and Pepe going at each other, mostly Pepe going at JB, but then I got JB now, and then KK, right? She's going after him, he's going after her. Just when I was like, kind of like, okay, that shit, it's still going, but it's like, it's on day 3, so it's going to peter out here soon. Then John comes in and freaking exposes Brad today and, like, reports him to the FBI for making death threats and freaking posts his Instagram and emailed his work and told him, his LinkedIn, and he emailed his work and told him that he was on here causing shit, and that was like a new thing. And I was like, fuck you guys. Like, I've been here for 5 years. I don't remember a week where there was this much, like, outright, doxing and just attacking each other. This might be the worst week I've ever seen.
Ask you too, do you think this is indicative of, like, bigger things societally? Like, there has been a huge escalation in behavior and things that people tolerate, and I'm just wondering if this is like
a mental health crisis.
Yeah, it's for sure, and we're also losing our moral compass.
Yes,
we're walking away from religion, and without religion and without patriotism, what the fuck is there to hold America together? There's nothing. We don't have a shared culture. So, like, we are losing patriotism. When I joined the Marine Corps when I was 18, I was a patriot, man. I believed in this fucking country. I thought they did the right thing. I thought they were trying to spread democracy around the world, and I was up for that. Now I realize that didn't come out very good. So I get it might have been a mistake back then. But the reality is, most America believed in America. And after 9/11, most America believed in America hardcore for a year or at most or whatever. But then after that, it started going down, and I feel like we need a shock to the system. Like, we need some major fucking tragedy. So so all the American flags can sell out again, like they did after 9/11.
Mike.
Because honestly, without that, America, we are going to fail. We are going to fail ultimately anyway, eventually. I don't know when that is.
but we're gonna fail from internally. We're not gonna fail externally.
Absolutely.
We're gonna destroy ourselves.
We are our own worst enemy.
Yeah, we're already doing it. Like, I feel like racism is worse now than it was when I was younger. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's supposed to be going the other direction right now. You know? On Clubhouse. You're right. But I mean, you might not hear it in real life, but Clubhouse is like it's like an exposure to what people think inside. I think people are more free to like show their freak flags here, whereas they hide them in real life.
Right.
But I will say that's true because I remember like sometimes I have to really remind myself that this is not real life. I really do because like I remember one time I was like, man, like everybody fucking hates me right now. Like, what's the deal? You know, I can't get a break. And my buddy, he's like, who? Like, where? What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, it's Clubhouse. And he's like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, never mind. Like, in real life, it's not like that. Really, I got a job, and my boss likes me, and I have good friends. Like, you know? It's like, then I'm embarrassed for saying it. And I'm like, no, actually, it's okay.
But I mean, to your point, though, I think Clubhouse has a tendency to desensitize us. Even though it's only here, I think it desensitizes us in other areas because we see so much destruction and rage and anger, and that always worries me, is that I'm gonna hear garbage so many times that, like, in my real life, it's gonna desensitize me to whatever the particular horror might be, you know? So I think we have to be careful of that.
I mean, I have to say, I'm 52 years old. Clubhouse is the only place I ever heard somebody actually say to somebody else, I know where you live, I'm going to drive to your house and rape your wife. I can't say I've ever fucking heard that in my lifetime. Yeah. Except on Clubhouse. That's pretty fucking bad. Like, that's about the worst thing that you could possibly hear in real life, unless you were just like an actual criminal hanging out with other criminals.
Yeah, for sure.
Half of these people are criminals.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, none of us are.
I actually think it's getting worse also because it's smaller and less relevant. It's actually getting worse. Mm-hmm. It's not, as it gets smaller, it's not like it's consolidating into decent people. It's actually consolidating into worse people.
I think that it's kind of like people have, I think another aspect has been, okay, this is just observation and I could be completely wrong. I'm not a counselor, etc. I've noticed that the people who are exploding the most are the ones who may have an addiction problem, because the Clubhouse can be addictive, right? I mean, I've had to take, I guess I can speak for myself only, that I've had to take a break because I wasn't feeling very good when I would go on Clubhouse, and I was like, why am I so cranky? What the hell? And after I took a break, I've noticed when I came back, I'm like, oh yeah, I just noticed that I was just more balanced. Like my nervous system was more balanced, and beforehand it was like my brain was like staticky. I can't describe it other than that. Just like just aggravated really easily, and but it became a habit. It became something that I need, that dopamine hit of like, I want to see like my friends. I want to interact, and you know, when you have that interaction with people, and they're like, "Hey, cool, what's up? How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, they like me, yay!" You know, and that's for anybody that you know, it's nice to be liked. It's nice to have friends and to have people listen, and to, even if you have like an argument or something, but it's nice to interact. So I can, but see, I know that just like anything else, if I overdo it, I can start to want to have that dopamine more, and it'll never be enough unless I make drama, or unless I go into a room that has drama. Then yes, I'm curious, but that curiosity leads to more of that it just feeds the dopamine hit. they may not be talking nicely about you, but they're talking about you.
You know,
and so that getting talked about, that's a huge drug to some people of being something.
Maybe. Mike, go ahead, and then I'll add.
Oh, I think some of you might have been in the room yesterday. We had a room yesterday that went on for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it was, I don't remember who was leading it, but it was all about let's just try to have fun, and we ended up just asking random questions about like everybody would answer. So it was like cake or pie, and then like what's the thing that you eat that is super bad that that you'd hate to admit in public or whatever.
Right.
And like. And we just kept going on, throwing out questions like that. And it was a natural conversation with everybody. And it was super fun. And I left that room being like, oh my God, that was so fun and pointless. Like,
yeah, I think that was Sean's room. I think that was Sean's room.
That was. He did such a good job of, we talked a little bit about, like we are now in this room about what's going on. But then we managed to escape it for a while.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. It really was. It was like, oh, dude, I need more of that. I didn't even realize I needed more of it until we had it,
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. In fact, Sean's room inspired me to make a game room tomorrow night with Don't Shoot the Messenger. I think that'll be fun for everybody, and we're going to put a few guidelines on it because it can go horribly wrong. But it's a really fun game. It's a great way to just kind of turn off all the stuff that's going on around you and just get back to, relaxing and having fun and doing some laughing. But no, yeah, I totally agree with you. And I think the point I was going to make was to your point about Clubhouse getting smaller. It's getting smaller and people are getting more intimate. And when they get more intimate and they're the only people left here, you leave people and they don't have anybody else to fight with because of the downsizing. They just turn on each other. Like, it's a fascinating observation in human nature because that's exactly what happened is they just start to devolve and eat each other because they don't have anybody else to fight with.
Yep.
Muhammad, this is America. We speak English.
That's right. It's a house rule.
Pero voy a hablar español because I can't.
How you doing, mother?
MG, do you speak African? Not African. What am I saying? Ethiopian.
Oh
That just came out of my mouth.
It's called Amharic. No, I can understand it. My mother speaks to me in Amharic, and I respond back in English.
Okay. I sounded like such a ignorant American when I said that. I don't know.
Don't get a pass. It's okay.
That was funny though.
From now on, you shall speak African, MG. But I'm good.
Do you speak European?
Yeah, of course. Give me some crackers, mate. No, that's Australian. I don't.
American English, okay?
Or fish and chips, pal.
I do invite you all to come play Don't Shoot the Messenger tomorrow night. I think it'll be fun.
That'll be awesome.
So I have a question for the room. So I was watching this movie today, and the lady pronounced she said, instead of chamomile, she said chamomile. And I was like, have I been saying this wrong my whole life? So how do you pronounce
like the T?
I pronounce it chamomile.
Okay, chamomile.
Chamomile. Yeah, it's chamomile.
Okay. Either is fine.
Chamomile. I was like, what?
Sounds really dumb.
It's a Canadian.
I don't think anyone should say it like that.
That's not even, a thing.
Pecan or pecan, it's the same thing.
No, that doesn't bother me. Chamomile does sound stupid.
I mean, the dictionary will literally tell you how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this right now.
The problem is, though, you'll get the English pronunciation and the American pronunciation, and they will oftentimes be different. I can't tell you how many times we've had discussions where we've pronounced words a particular way, and then we argue over who's right and who's wrong.
Like, I will die on this hill. It's salmon. Salmon.
No, it's salmon.
Okay, who just said that? Mother. I literally grew up in Issaquah, Washington, on the Issaquah Stream. My house backyard had a giant salmon. They came back to spawn every year, and we had salmon days every October 11th. I grew up with salmon their entire life cycle. It's salmon. It definitely doesn't have an L. And the first time I heard the L, I just about literally spit my coffee out because it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Silent L in it.
Because it's an Indian word. It's an American Indian word. So
yeah,
it doesn't.
Mother, stop eating your salmon with your chamomile. It's
your salmon.
Well, in Spanish, we say salmon. So the L is pronounced in Spanish. I think that's part of where I get this butchered, is because you do pronounce the L.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It wasn't until Clubhouse that I learned that I had been saying it.
I'll give somebody Spanish a pass, but I'm not going to give some, like, I don't know, white red.
Gracias. Well, that's because both of my parents pronounce it that way, because they're obviously Hispanic.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize I was saying that word wrong until I came on Clubhouse.
You might be able to sue them for child abuse for teaching you that.
I said it wrong for like 26 years of my...
That's okay. So chamomile, it looks like they say it in the South and Midwest, some people. Ronnie, have you heard people say chamomile instead of chamomile? You have heard that? All right, so maybe it's like a country thing, and I haven't noticed it, but yeah, chamomile.
That's weird. It's actually harder to say that way.
Well, you're from the country. You know, you're more country than me.
Yeah, I say chamomile.
I say chamomile, actually.
Really? But E is in the wilderness up there in Orlando.
Oh my god.
Lanolin or linolen?
Say that word one more time. What is it?
Lanolin or linolen?
What does that word even mean?
It's linoleum.
I say lanolin.
It's
lanolin is like oil, isn't it? Like
linoleum.
No.
Isn't lanolin like a cream that you put on your skin or something?
I used to install it. It's linoleum.
Yeah.
No, it's
not linoleum.
Oh, it's for your nipples. It's lanolin.
Lanolin is like what? Like a moisturizer.
Yeah.
No, it's in moisturizer.
It's like
a with lanolin.
Distant cousin of linoleum.
It's a sheep-type moisturizer that has the tallow of the sheep.
I just heard my husband say chamomile, and now I heard him say that. Now I realize I do hear people say it like that a lot.
I'm a mile. I've never heard that.
Oh, so your husband...
Yeah, I've never heard mile.
Me either.
All right, everyone ask your husbands, ladies on stage. The men are usually...
Is it spelled like mile? Does it have an E at the end of it?
It does.
It is.
Okay, well that makes sense why people would do it then.
It does.
If my husband, can I ask my cat?
Unlike the British saying aluminium when it's not actually spelled, did they actually spell it different? Is it actually spelled aluminium?
They just say it aluminium.
I mean, they add an extra syllable, but I think they might spell it with that extra syllable too, maybe.
No, they don't.
No, they don't? So they read aluminum and they pronounce it aluminium?
Yeah.
It's a whole extra syllable, isn't it? Aluminum, aluminium, yeah.
Makes sense.
I know. I'm like.
Yeah, it's an extra. It's an extra NI.
Mm-hmm.
It's an extra NI.
Yeah, they do spell it differently. You're right. The British spelling is aluminium with an extra I.
Would they say alimony as alimony?
Huh. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they spell it different.
So library or library?
Definitely right.
Library.
How about ask or axe?
I don't know. Let me ask you a question real quick.
Forget about it or forget about it.
Forget about it. Mike, to answer your question, don't shoot the messenger. It's basically anybody that comes into the room and wants to come on stage. You can back channel an anonymous question to anybody else on the stage, and the person that you back channel it to reads it out loud, and then they can either answer the question or not, but then they get to try and guess who asked the question.
Oh, okay.
We're playing that right now?
No,
back channel it without being known who it is, Who did
You back channel it to somebody else random on the stage. Like you're okay. I got a question for so and so, and then you ask the question, and they ask it. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That's too complicated.
Yeah, Scarlett hates this game.
What if just
No, Scarlett, we're gonna put some PG rules on it, okay?
What if we just pick a question and ask?
No one's gonna be honest. That's the whole point.
I'm honest. I'm always on.
I'll be on.
What do I gotta?
I'm gonna lie like a dog.
At this point, what do I gotta hide from y'all? Y'all know about my sex life. You know about my dating life. Some of you know my penis size. Like,
oh my gosh,
Mother, you already told me my wife's a lying bitch earlier today. Like, I've already forgiven you for that. We were in a room and I was talking about how my wife is the sweetest, kindest person I've ever met in my life. I've been married her 27 years and she literally doesn't have a mean bone in her body. And she's actually, like, when people are mean, it actually kind of like hurts her heart. It's very evident. You can see it in her face, but she doesn't respond really. And he convinced me that she's full of shit and she's just gaslighting me to try to get attention. And I'm like, maybe 27 years. She's done a good job at gaslighting me. I'm fully convinced at this point.
To be fair, I've had kind of a long day, but I'm doing it.
It's all good. I didn't take it personally. It's funny.
That's how I feel. It hurts me. Like, sometimes I will cry on behalf of others because I'm just like, they were so mean.
Well, this is a funny story. So last night I had Clubhouse playing on my phone, and it's like on my charger next to my bed, and I fell asleep. So it was playing, and I was totally out cold. And my wife walks in, and apparently what she heard when she walked in was Jay yelling at KK, or yelling about KK. And it was like a temporary moment of insanity that he had, right? And then he went right back to being a nice guy immediately. But he said something to the effect of, like, you gaslighting bitch, I hope you get a yeast infection in your mouth, something like that. So anyway, point is, I'm sleeping, right? And my wife comes in, and she like leans over to me and she goes, you gaslighting bitch, I hope you get yeast infection in your mouth. And I wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, my wife has never said this in her life to me, right? Like, anything like that. I'm like, what the fuck? And she goes, it was on your phone. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then she goes, but the funny thing is, as soon as he said it, he goes, next. And then he like had a really nice conversation with the next person. She goes, what the hell are you listening to? And I was like, oh, fuck, you don't want to know.
Right. I've had, I'm staying with my son and my daughter-in-law. We're waiting on our apartment to become available right now. And my daughter-in-law has come in the next morning and been like, who's Adams and who's like I fall
like, oh god, nobody.
And she's like, Adams was really going at it with, Pepe or whoever.
I've never heard anyone fight like that before.
I know. The blend of our real worlds with Clubhouse is very disconcerting to me.
No, it's so easy to forget that it's fucking bizarre. Like,
yeah,
for sure.
My family, no cap, like my family, both my mom, who's married to my stepdad, and my dad's side, like they've both had like interventions with me over the holidays. This is years ago, but I remember they like had like full on like interventions about like Clubhouse.
I believe it, dude. It's super embarrassing when it happens too.
Right.
It's like getting caught, like
real intervention. Like I got really defensive and like probably I think I stormed off at one point.
Oh, funny. I can honestly say I think, my kids have tried the intervention stuff too. When the contractors showed up at the house, they were definitely trying to intervene. They were like, what is going on with this stupid app?
My best friend's like, you have a whole nother life on the internet. It's weird.
Can we meet her? Can you have her on the phone?
No, I made her get an account because she was like, I'm fascinated. I want to know why you're always on Clubhouse. And she gets on here and she's like, these people are lame.
Who's that? Who's that now?
My best friend.
Yeah, same with me. My best friend, she tried to come on in the earlier days, and she just she just couldn't be like quick enough. I don't know. This is not for everyone. Like, it's just not. I've had several people try, and it's just they can't do it. But yeah, so she got bored and top.
I haven't had a single person actually come on and stay on that I've gotten on temporarily.
Me neither.
There's very few people that appreciate it.
So there was a room earlier today that was trying to ask the question, why are you on Clubhouse? And I think that's a great question for the room where you guys are.
To learn, to share, to humanize.
What would be some good poll options? We can put a poll at the top of the room.
I think JP, what did JP have?
Adult interaction.
I think he had crash outs on there. What else did he have?
I had that. We did actually do this poll to watch crash outs, to learn, to share ideas. What were some of the others? Let's see.
So I was honest this morning, and I was like, so I joined the app because I was working from home and I was getting kind of bored. And then I realized when I went back into the office for 2 weeks, I actually did not log into the app once I got home because I was so exhausted from human interaction. So I think if I wasn't remote, I'm not sure I would be on this app at all. And that was an interesting realization.
Yeah, I can see that.
I get too much stimulation at the office. Like when I leave work, I'm drained. Like there's a reason I have a full-time remote job. Like, I'm exhausted when I leave.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's a good point because I don't go into an office. So I don't have a ton of adult interaction every day. Like I'm in real estate, but it's not like every day I'm talking to other adults. It's like mostly my kids and my husband I see. So it is nice. I feel like it kind of scratches a social.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Liz.
Clubhouse is the background. I don't listen to music, so it's the background noise for me getting around.
I
use it a lot for that. Yeah, I absolutely use it a lot for that. I mean, I ultimately was here just because of loneliness. I needed the human interaction from people that didn't know me or my circumstances, Yeah.
A little normalcy.
Yep.
And hey, Edie, long time no see. Who's that? I'm sorry, I'm cleaning.
Liz.
Hey, Liz. Hey, see background.
I actually don't do the background thing. I just don't think my brain works that way. I really struggle with, I don't know, I could fold laundry and watch TV at the same time. There's certain things I can do at the same time, but I can't listen to people talking and work, for example. I can't do that.
Oh my God, I got those jawbone things so you can actually, it overlays on your life. So basically I have it playing in my head the entire day and I can turn it down, just kind of overlay it with the regular life. So sometimes, I think it's because I'm ADHD, so I like to have multiple things going on at once, but I can actually follow 3 or 4 conversations at one time. Anyway, but sometimes I have my boss giving me directions for the day and in my ear someone's calling someone the N-word and I'm like, oh, if you only knew. like 2 different worlds colliding at once. It's very bizarre.
I love that. Yeah, I'll have that, and then I'll have another YouTube video going on at the same time, and switch interests when people get.
That explains today. Got it. And yes, I hate listening to the 30 voices in my head. It's way easier to listen to idiots on the internet or talk to fun people.
Yeah, Holly, I think the background thing, I know for me, a lot of times, I didn't necessarily care about the topic, but it was just having that background noise of just feeling like I'm just not sitting there in solitude. That's why I think the background thing worked for me. is just not feeling by myself. You know, if I wanted to come and like re-engage in the conversation, I absolutely could. But sometimes maybe they're conversations I don't have anything to contribute to, and it's not something I'm interested in. But I do. I like the noise. That's why I fall asleep on Clubhouse.
Okay, so you're one of the, because like my grandma, she'll like fall asleep to the TV, and she lives alone.
Yes.
And I think it's like a comfort thing.
It is.
I can't do that. I cannot, like, it has to be either white noise or just a fan sound. I can't do music. I can't do TV. I couldn't fall asleep like.
Yeah, TV's my next. You know, if I'm not on Clubhouse, I'm gonna fall asleep with the TV on. It is a comfort thing. It's just, I don't know, feeling like I have people around me. I don't do solitude very well.
Yeah, that makes sense. But some of y'all can work while you do that, and that's interesting. Like you said, Mike, you're kind of ADD. That makes sense. I feel like when I work, like I have to be like super in the zone. Like I get so distracted so easily. I just have to get in that like deep work place to really be efficient.
Same, Holly. I can't compartmentalize it at all.
Yeah, but you all are extroverts, though. You like to be involved on the stage.
No, I'm not. I'm an introvert, Liz.
We are fake extroverts on this app.
Yeah.
Most of us are introverts. If we were real extroverts, we would be outside of our houses for that.
I'm definitely an extrovert, so you got me right. I'm an extrovert.
No, I'm an introvert. Like I really don't like talking to most people. Even at the office, like I got some feedback when I first started. They're like, you need to be more social. And I was like, I go to lunch with you people 5 times a week. What the fuck? What else do you want? That's enough. Like, I'm here for a job and to go home. Like, this whole... Basically, they're like, you have to start going to happy hours and you have to start doing this. And that's why I quit that company, because...
Is it one of those millennial companies? Because I've heard of this whole thing where the whole office goes to lunch together.
Yeah, it was in one of my first accounting firms. Like happy hours were like basically mandatory. Like they're not mandatory but mandatory. There's a lot of social pressure. And then people start getting drinky, and getting sloppy, and next thing you know, there's a manager hooking up with another consultant, and you just have to keep it hush-hush because the entire office fucking knows, except for the partners, because it's not just happy hour. Then they want to go out together. Then you're the weird one who doesn't want to go out with everybody. And I'm like, I can't do this.
No, gross.
Oh, I miss happy hour. You know, Georgia doesn't do happy hour. Did you know that? It's illegal here.
Wait, what doesn't do happy hour?
Yeah. Did you know that, Kristen?
What do you mean?
Where? You mean, wait a minute, what? With
in the state of Georgia, it is illegal to have happy hour, like, as in, like, deals. Like happy hour.
Like happy hour drinks?
For alcohol.
Like bars with special deals?
That's right.
Dude, when I worked at Home Depot Corporate in Atlanta for like 18 years, we had these embedded vendors. So I was in advertising, and I ran a couple departments in advertising. So I had a giant budget, and I always had these people calling on me from the agencies with doing photo shoots and stuff. And so they're always trying to seduce us by to keep them and not like go hire other people. And Home Depot didn't have any rules back then in the early 2000s about like gifts and stuff. So, like, they would have full-on, like, unlimited alcohol at the local bar or whatever, or the local club. Like, we'd go down to Meehan's, which is down in Smyrna, after work, like, 5 days a week, and it was all we could drink at Meehan's with the reps. And I did that shit for, like, 2 years.
That's exhausting.
Meehan's cool. I like Meehan's.
I was young, so it was fun, but I couldn't do it now. But, I mean, I can't imagine what she spent. I mean, every day it was just a corporate card. The 5 or 6 of us would go there and just fucking drink all night.
That's exhausting.
What else has happened in corporate America? Man, I've done a lot of shit in the decade I've been in corporate. I worked at this one company where they had a bar in the office. I was like, is this even legal? They just had like a straight up liquor cabinet in the office. I worked at this private equity company. Yeah, that.
Home Depot, when I worked at the stores a long time ago in the 90s, they used to, they would bring in kegs of beer and we'd have rack diving parties where we'd just drink from the keg and then we'd climb over the racks to find shit that fell behind them during inventory and stuff.
That's so fun. That sounds like a blast.
It was super fun. And then at Christmas time, they would have a huge party. Every store would have a big party. They got a giant budget for it. And they would they'd rent like a whole hotel, and we'd have like a party at the bottom of the hotel in the conference room, and they'd give out gifts and money and all that shit. And then we'd all spend the night in the hotel, so everybody would sleep with each other, and then the next day we'd all come to work with like fucking egg on our faces because like half the people were sleeping around. It was a fucking mess. Like, I don't know why Home Depot stuck a bunch of fucking, like, a whole store employees in a hotel for a night after they got us all drunk. It's almost like they wanted everybody to...
Did you have to all wear orange?
You gotta keep...
We had to wear aprons every earning announcement day. So whenever you hear they're announcing their earnings, like, on the news or whatever, just know that all of the headquarter people have to wear their aprons that day in the office.
That's great.
That should have been the shtick while everybody was partying after, like... Going after
just aprons?
Late night.
Just aprons, nothing else?
Yeah, just aprons.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, I have another question. Has anybody on here actually changed their opinion about any of their positions in all of these little rooms that we have?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have a bunch of times.
So I used to be a fan of, like, parents beating the shit out of like my grandma used to beat the shit out of us, right? And I was like, oh, that's fine. And then I came on this app and I was in a leftist room and like Go basically broke it down why that was problematic. And I was like, oh, I'm never hitting my kids. Like the science does not support that behavior. So, but my grandma was kind of abusive. Like here's one of the things she would do. If you misbehaved, like she would put rice down and you would have to go kneel in the sun for a couple hours. And then after you did that, you would come inside and then get lashed. Like she was gruesome, but I mean not that kind of.
My wife had to kneel on those registers, the floor registers, the metal ones, when she was a kid.
Yeah, and that's why I celebrated her death when she died. So maybe Go doesn't.
Hey, Mike. But besides the orange apron, don't forget about Give Me an H.
Oh, yeah, give me an H, give me an O. Dude, that place was fucking crazy. You wouldn't believe some of the shit that went on, because I reported the CEO for a while, and his personal, like, it was when Bob Nardelli was CEO back then.
Listen, it's everybody's turn.
He was so fucking crooked. They took all the corporate jets, like 4 of them, to Silicon Valley to have some meeting or something, and they had so much wine on the jets that they flew back first class, and the private jets flew all their wine back, all the cases of wine. And then Dennis Donovan was the highest paid HR guy in the world at the time. He made $25 million a year. And my buddy was corporate security for him. And my buddy one night, we're having drinks at that party, or at the thing I was talking about, the half hour. And he was like, oh, dude, you won't fucking believe this. I'm like, what? He goes, you know how Dennis Donovan just kind of disappeared? And I'm like, yeah, you know, he's spending more time with his family. That's what they always say, right? He's like, no. He goes... He had a laptop stolen, so we put in like a camera in his office, but we forgot to tell him it was in there, and he fucked his secretary on the camera. And I was like the highest paid HR guy in the fucking world, like scumbag. There was so much shit that went down crazy like that. It was fucking nuts.
Wait, has anyone else changed their views because of this?
I think I have. Let me think. I do believe that there is a problem with Black people getting pulled over at higher rates. I don't think I believed that before I came on here. I do think that there are some systemic issues. I still don't think it's as severe as it's kind of pitched, but either way, regardless, I do believe that there's some issues. And then I also would have never been for reparations, but I'm not going to say I'm for them, but I'm like open to them in some way, in some shape.
Interesting. Look at how we go open and being open-minded. Huh.
I'm against the death penalty. When I came on here, I was for the death penalty. Now I'm against it.
Oh, really? Tell us why'd you change?
I didn't really want to get into it, but just to be consistent, I guess.
Drug decriminalization. That was something I picked up on this app. I was always very, very anti-drugs of all kinds, like not even being open to it. And then on this app, we talked about like what happened in Portugal and how that was relatively effective at reducing drug use across all levels of society, and even to this day, they have much like drug use compared to what they did before they criminalized it. And then just like why the fuck are people still being punished for marijuana and stupid shit? Like, I didn't really think about that stuff outside of this app before, but now I'm definitely a fan of that. Like, I would be fine with legalizing marijuana nationwide.
That's actually one of those things I'm in the process of trying to reconcile in my brain. Like, I'm trying to work through that.
Well, and it is getting pushed to Schedule 3 through Trump, hopefully federally.
Some police departments, like my friend works for well, I shouldn't say this out loud, but he works for the Miami Police Department, and they just flat out were like, if you see people, were given instructions that if you see people smoking weed, just ignore them, as long as they're not causing problems on the beach. Like, some police departments are just ignoring marijuana.
Nick, did I have any part in your metamorphosis for that? Because I actually bring up the Portugal case a lot.
Who it was.
When we talk about
maybe, possibly, if it was you, I'm not.
Let's just say yes. Let's just say yes.
Yes, obviously.
Thank you.
Also, this is gonna sound terrible, but this app has actually made me like Trump a little bit more than I normally would have before this app, which I find to be quite. And I still dislike him, but I dislike him less.
That's what I was going to say. I was a never Trumper from day one. I was a Republican for my whole life, and I was a never Trumper from his first opportunity of being president. I said no, and then I hated him from then on. But I've actually come around to accepting him and being tolerant enough to not complain, and I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's like I won't vote for him either, but I won't talk badly about him. I basically defer to okay, I hope our country is successful, and right now he's the guy that makes the decision toward it for now.
So the one thing that he did was bring to the forefront that America's first of all, the Europeans are parasites, which they've been parasites for a long time, and I think that was a very valid point that he brought up. And the second thing was we're pretty much getting fucked on the international trade level on a global perspective, and I found that to be quite fascinating because these are two things I never really thought about before Trump.
Yeah, I think mine's more like a general sense of America has been pussified and we just need to be tougher in general. Somehow, whatever that takes.
I just think he's the embodiment of a hollowing out middle class and a lowered basically quality of life for the average American. All this anger and animosity, that's really what it is. The country's stagnating and people...
Yeah, it's true. And when I think about it, okay, so I have a paid off house, right? But when I bought it for $200,000 in 2001, I was making $86,000. So my house was a little over 2 times what my annual salary was. Houses now are 4 or 5 times an average annual salary. And I have 2 jobs, so I make more than I used to. But if I still only had one job, I'm an electrician during the week, but I also shoot weddings. If I didn't shoot weddings on the weekends, I'd be making less than I made in 2001 at this point. So how the fuck can it be that 20 years goes by and wages basically haven't changed?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
People still talk about 6 figures being the goal. And it's what? That was the goal in 2000. How the fuck can it still be that hard to achieve in 2025? Something's wrong because we have $1 trillion companies now. What the fuck,
And you also have nobody likes to talk about this, but the highest rate of unemployment in this entire country is men under 30.